Hey, truth seekers! This is another mind-bending episode where we're about to crack the code on the Prodigal Son story. We've got Elias Stassinas, who had a deep Kundalini experience and eventually had a self-realization experience. Elias is here to drop some serious spiritual knowledge bombs in his interpretation of Jesus' parable of the prodigal son.
I am glad to be here, Mary. The prodigal son parable is my favorite parable because it is really a non-duality parable, as I will explain. This is the first video about Jesus being a teacher of knowledge. He said, "You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You only need to know, and you will be free."
So, Elias, what is your interpretation of the parable of the prodigal son?
This ain't your grandma's bedtime story, folks. It's a deep dive into the ocean of consciousness, and the prodigal son is our intrepid explorer. Imagine him like a curious goldfish, bursting out of his comfy bowl and bolting into the vast, wild sea. He thinks he's swimming solo, a big shot in a world of minnows. Asking for the inheritance isn't in taking his inheritance. It's in forgetting where it came from. The prodigal son forgets that his inheritance, that is, his talents, his very existence, is a gift from his father. These are the gifts we are born with, and we should use them wisely, not squander them in seeking pleasures.
The prodigal son's bold departure, so he grabs his inheritance and makes a splash in the big city of Las Vegas, right? Shiny cars, fancy threads, the whole 9 yards. Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Disaster. More like a cosmic wake-up call. He's chasing fleeting pleasures, mistaking them for true fulfillment. But here's the kicker. All that bling is just a flashy cover-up for a deep, existential thirst.
He's living large. We're talking renting penthouses, designer clothes, partying every night. What's up with that?
The prodigal son is caught in this cycle, always chasing the next high, the next thrill, thinking, "This one will finally make me happy. This one will finally make me feel complete." He's out there buying VIP passes to life, not realizing the real value is in the backstage pass to his own being.
The fall from grace, then reality bites him on the fin, right? He hits rock bottom, feeding pigs and eyeing their slop.
Exactly. It's the ego's party crashing hard, and all that's left is a deep emptiness. This rock bottom moment is crucial. It's the dark night of the soul, the moment of deepest despair that precedes awakening. It's when we finally exhaust all external options and are forced to look within. But it is the gateway to remembering his true nature.
And by rock bottom, we're talking slumming it hard. Like, he's out of cash, his friends vanish, and he's stuck in the dirtiest job around, feeding pigs. What's the lesson here?
Picture the prodigal son in a barn, knee-deep in mud, staring at pig slop like it's a Michelin-starred dish. This is the universe slapping him awake, saying, "Hey, remember me? Reality check." This rock bottom is showing him and us that all those external things we chase, money, status, fair weather friends, they're not the source of true happiness or fulfillment. It's like life pulling the rug out from under him, forcing him to see that all his fancy distractions were just that, distractions. It's the moment he realizes that the high life wasn't filling the void inside. He's lost in a maze of his own making, and it's time for a serious reality reboot.
So, he decides to fin his way back home, tail between his fins?
The prodigal son, Coming to himself isn't just about crawling back to his dad. It's about remembering he's part of the whole damn ocean, not some isolated puddle. It's like a wave crashing on the shore, only to realize it's always been one with the water. The illusion of separation dissolves, and he awakens to his true essence.
And he's thinking, even my dad's servants are living better than this. What's he really waking up to?
He's waking up to the truth. It's about having a major aha moment. This moment of remembering his father's house is really about remembering his true nature. He's realizing that being connected to the source, to love, to wholeness, to his true self, is way better than any external success or pleasure he was chasing. He's remembering that the real feast isn't in the swanky city lights, but in the warm glow of unconditional love back home. It's like he's been chasing shadows and finally realizes that the light was within him all along. This awakening is available to all of us in every moment. We're all just one thought away from remembering our true home, our true self.
The father's joyful welcome and the father's reaction? Pure gold.
The Father is the embodiment of the ocean itself, vast, accepting, always there, the ever-present consciousness. When he sees his son, it's like the tide rushing out to meet him. There's no judgment, just pure, unconditional love. The Father doesn't see a screw-up son. He sees his own reflection, a wave that forgot it was part of the ocean.
He's not just happy to see him, he's running to him, arms wide open. What's the deeper meaning here?
The moment we remember our true nature, we realize it's been there all along. Arms become wide open. There's no, "I told you so," or "What were you thinking?" It's pure acceptance. This invitation is always open. Every moment is a chance to come home, to open the door, to run into those open arms. When the Father embraces him, it's a cosmic hug saying, "Welcome back to the fold. You've always been a part of this, and you're always loved." There's a cosmic party going on. All you gotta do is turn around and join the celebration.
The symbolic gifts. Hold up, Elias. What about all the gifts, the robe, the ring, the sandals?
These aren't just participation trophies. The robe is like putting on your true self, remembering your connection to everything. It's wrapping the sun in love and acceptance. It's like a cosmic hug saying, "You're safe now. You're home." The ring symbolizes wholeness, the completion that was always there. It's giving the son back his place as a true son, not a servant. And the sandals? Freedom to navigate the ocean of life, knowing you're always supported by the water beneath you. It's the universe saying, "Welcome back to who you've always been."
So, why does the father throw a party for the prodigal son?
This party is like a festival of the cosmos, celebrating the return to harmony. It's not just about food and music. It's about recognizing the joy that comes from knowing you are whole and loved. The fattened calf, the music, the dancing is like saying, "For you, only the finest will do." It's all a reflection of the inner jubilation when one reconnects with their essence. It's like the entire existence throwing a bash because a piece of it remembered its true place in the grand symphony of life. This is what it's all about. This moment of remembering who you are. This is why the whole universe exists.
What about the older son's resentment? Now, let's talk about the older son. He's throwing some serious shade, right?
The older son is like a grumpy hermit crab, stuck in his safe little shell. He's been following all the rules, but he's missed the point of the ocean, the vastness, the interconnectedness. The older son is playing the "it's not fair" card. He's like, "I've been grinding 9 to 5 and this party ain't for me?" It's the ego's favorite game, comparing, measuring, keeping score. The beautiful thing is, the invitation to the party is still open for the older son, just as it's open for all of us, whether we think we're the screw-up or the saint.
Yeah, the older son is all like, "I've been here, busting my butt, and you throw a party for him?" What's going on in his head?
Imagine the older son standing there, arms crossed, fuming like a kettle about to blow. He's got this scorecard in his head, and he's convinced life is about tallying points. He's missed the whole point of unconditional love, that it's not earned, it's inherent. The older son has built his whole self-image around being the good one, the responsible one, the one who deserves love and approval. The older son's reaction is a mirror for all of us. It's asking us, where are we keeping score in life? Where are we judging others to make ourselves feel better? Where are we missing out on the joy of the present moment because we're too busy comparing our journey to others? The only question is, are we going to keep sulking outside, or are we going to drop our scorecards and join the cosmic dance?
So, what about the father's response to the older son and the father's message to him? "You are always with me. All that is mine is yours."
This is where the ocean floor drops out. The father reminds the older son, "You are always with me. You are part of the ocean." His love for the older son is just as unconditional as his love for the younger one. He doesn't play favorites. By explaining why they're celebrating, the father's inviting the older son to join the party. The father explains they're celebrating because the lost has been found. The dead has come back to life. There is rejoicing every time one of us wakes up to our true nature. It's a reminder that our true home, our true self, our true abundance is not something we need to earn or achieve. It's already here, always has been, always will be. We just need to open our eyes and join the celebration.
So, what's the big takeaway here?
This parable is a cosmic roadmap. The prodigal son's journey is our journey from separation to remembering our true nature. The far country is the illusion of being alone. The return home is the awakening and recognition of our true nature. And the Father's love, that's the ever-present truth of our being. It's about understanding that the party's not just for the prodigal sons who come back. It's for all of us who wake up to the truth of who we really are. The prodigal was thinking to say, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants." But the father doesn't even let him finish. Before the son can even stammer out his rehearsed speech, he's already being embraced. So next time you're thinking you need to explain yourself or apologize, maybe all you really need to do is show up and be ready for a hug and a big celebration. So, we don't need to apologize or even be good or bad. The older son was good, but he only needed to realize that all the father had was his. He did not need to be good. The Father's love is always there, waiting for us to recognize it. Once we do, we will enter the celebration of life.
Wow, that's deep. So you're saying this isn't just about some family reunion, but about the nature of existence itself?
Exactly. It's about the dance of consciousness, how it seems to forget itself in the play of life and then remembers. It's about the joy of coming home to who we really are, and the invitation to see that home was never really left. Every character in this story is a part of us, the adventurer, the rule follower, and the unconditional love that embraces it all. Jesus is a non-dual teacher. It is not about morality as it is understood in Christianity. It is not about being good or being a sinner. As this parable shows, the only thing to do, as Jesus said, is to repent. That is, to understand reality differently and recognize our true nature. Then, we can enter the kingdom. The invitation is to wake up to this truth, to come home to ourselves, and to celebrate the endless love and abundance that's always been ours.
Mind officially blown. Thanks, Elias, for taking us on this cosmic journey through a story we thought we knew. So next time you're feeling like you need to clean up your act before you can approach the divine, or if you're feeling holier than thou because you've been good, remember this parable. The kingdom isn't a reward for good behavior. It's the reality we wake up to when we remember who we truly are. Created by Elias Stasinas. If you found this video useful, please subscribe, like, share, and comment.